Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reacting to and breaking down the killing of a sacred deer, which was filmed in 2017. It has, I believe it's Colin Farrell and Nicole Kidman in the two lead roles. I don't believe there was anybody else that I knew. Not that I recognized anyway. So, I went into this movie relatively blind. The only thing that I had heard about this movie prior to watching it was that it was on some sort of like disturbed movie list. Iceberg, whatever. I don't know. It was on like a disturbed movie thing. But other than that, I hadn't heard of it before. Had not seen it. So yeah. However, I have now. And yeah. So we're just gonna jump right in. This movie was, I have thoughts. I have questions. I have lots of questions. But we have Dr. Stephen Murphy, who is Colin Farrell. He is a successful surgeon who seems to have a very happy, idyllic sort of lifestyle, right? He has a very beautiful wife named Anna, Nicole Kidman. She is like an eye doctor or something, I guess. And he has two children, a daughter, Kim, and a son named Bob. He's also got this beautiful home, like, yeah. When we meet Stephen, it's sort of a back when situation, right? It's a flashback to what we assume, what we come to learn is, in fact, a patient dying on the table. So, and he's talking about his what? It's just, listen, the tone of this movie is odd. It's very monotone. There's no emotion, like nothing goes up or down, right? It just stays baseline. It, like when you should be freaking the fuck out and screaming and yelling and being scared or emotional or angry or whatever, like, right? That happens like once, but generally speaking, this entire movie is just here, and I find it very unnerving. So as this Dr. Stevens and his friend, who we learn is like an anesthesiologist, they're walking down this corridor together. Patient just died on the table. And they're talking about watches. Like, it's just, right? Okay. However, everything seems normal and beautiful and sunshine and roses with this family. Until a young teenager named Martin enters their lives. And things become odd. Like, when we meet Martin, he appears to be a very shy young teenager, right? A little naive and innocent. But he's very polite. He's very well-mannered. Stephen appears to be taking him under his wing, kind of looking out for him, helping him out. You know, gives him gifts and money from time to time, and Martin just takes whatever he's given, right? It appeared to me my first thought when I saw them together, because there's no context, we're not given any context to anything, right? He's just a grown man meeting up with this teenage boy. And my first thought was, eesh. Then my second thought was Big Brother program, right? Because Martin talks about being interested in becoming a doctor or cardiologist, like Colin Farrell, like Steven, right? So I was kind of thinking Big Brother program where he's mentoring or whatever, right? Because I also learn that Martin's father is dead, right? He says that he died in like a car accident or some shit. So Steven ends up inviting Martin to come to his home for dinner, right? Come meet the fam sort of deal, which I thought was kind of weird. Because also we find out that Steven's wife, Anna, has no idea that he's been meeting with this kid. Like, yeah. Anna sort of comes to feel sort of affectionate for Martin, right? He mentions that he lives alone and his mom is widowed and that they live in a bit of a rundown sort of neighborhood. Their house isn't as nice as theirs. You know, Martin also sort of befriends Steven's kids, his son and his daughter. And Kim, the daughter, kind of gets a bit of a crush on Martin. Like, everything happens really fast. And like, even when they get together for dinner, like before they sit down and have dinner, the kids are all in a room together. I think it's like one of the kids' bedrooms or something. And Martin asks if he can have a cigarette, and Kim's like, yeah, just open a window. Like, I'm sorry, he's 16. I think she's like 14. And it's just like, yeah, just crank a window. It's fine. I'm sorry. In my house, now, I started smoking when I was like 11, I think. And regardless, even at 16, was I smoking in my house by 16? I think I was like 16, 17 by the time my mom said, fuck it, I wasn't allowed to smoke in the house. I had to smoke outside, but my mom knew I smoked. But yeah, there was no smoking in my house. Like, no. At 16? No. That was not happening. Mm-mm. So yeah, there's little weird things like that. And again, they talk very, very monotone with each other. It's weird. It's very weird. When Martin visits Steven at the hospital, Steven introduces Martin to his anesthesiologist friend, the guy that we meet in the beginning. I think his name was Matthew. He introduces him as his daughter's schoolmate. Kind of saying things like he met Martin's parents at the mall, and that Martin is visiting him because he wants to become a cardiologist. Which, I mean, I don't know. It's just struck me as odd, right? Because that's not the case. The reality is that Martin's father died on the operating table under Steven's watch. And the doctor is, like, Martin is filled with a lot of guilt over losing his patient and tries to make up for it by sort of looking out for his patient's son, right? By looking out for Martin. Now, we do sort of get the odd feeling that he feels guilty, but not in a way that I would say is traditional. Like I said, everything is very monotone, right? Very lack of feeling. Like it just stays here the entire movie, okay? But you do get a sense that he feels bad. Like once we learn that this is the case, that that the patient that died on the table in the beginning was in fact Martin's dad, you do sort of catch little glimpses of him feeling bad. Like he puts up with a lot from Martin. He comes to the hospital unannounced and all this kind of stuff that, you know, he gets really pushy when they do their little meetups, right? He gets a little pushy with him. And you can see through little tiny expressions and the way that he might shift in his seat or something that, you know, that Stephen is not comfortable or that he is getting frustrated, but he never completely shows it. He never makes it apparent, right? Martin appears to be a very well-mannered boy who idolizes Stephen and looks up to him as a father figure. However, there is another side to Martin that starts to make Stephen uneasy. Martin may appear immature, but his eyes are cunning and beyond his years. Martin is the only one that has any sort of real expression, but it's only in his eyes. Like really, he does all his acting with his eyes. It's incredible. It seems that Martin has developed a fondness for the doctor to such an extent that Stephen begins to feel that the boy is almost invading his personal space, like calling him constantly, like on weekends and on his days off. And like I said, just sort of randomly showing up at the hospital unannounced. Yeah, really overstepping, right? It starts to feel like Martin is almost stalking Stephen. It's as if Martin has got some kind of hold on him. And again, like I said, Stephen puts up with little things that it's like, but you know that, I mean, it's at a glance a little thing, but he's actually overstepping, and it's like a power thing. Like Martin is trying to see how far he can push Stephen, right? Martin invites Stephen to his home to meet his mother, Alicia Silverstone. That was the other one. Yes, it's Alicia Silverstone that plays the mom. That really took me by surprise. I haven't seen her in forever. And then leaves them to be alone together. Like he comes to dinner without his wife. Okay. Without his wife doesn't know that he's gone to this place for dinner. And they want to watch a movie, the three of them. And Stephen's like, well, yeah, I gotta be getting home. My wife doesn't know I'm here. He says flat out, my wife doesn't know that I'm here. It can't be too late, right? Like, good God, man. But like, and they're like, oh, well, you know, if you get tired, you can just go. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Right? But like, all of a sudden, Martin's just like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I gotta go to bed. You guys finish up. It's fine. And as soon as he leaves, Martin's mother tries to seduce Stephen. And it is so fucking awkward. It is so fucking awkward. And Stephen's just like, fuck this shit. And he leaves. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta go. And like, realistically, like, it gets to the point where she's like smooching on his hands and everything. She has this whole monologue about doctors and their pretty clean hands, right? Like, they have pretty hands and clean hands. Not pretty clean. Pretty and clean. Okay. And then she starts like all over his hands. It's fucking weird. I'd have been the fuck out of there long before that talking about my hands even started. Like, it was so awkward. And he just boots it the fuck out of there. The next day, Martin barges into Stephen's hospital and insists that he has a major heartache. Like he's like, my heart hurts. My heart hurts. Because of his mother's forwardness, right? Like, it's I don't know, like secondhand embarrassment or something. I don't know. But he runs like a series of tests on him. Like, he has to do the running thing and all kinds of shit. And says, you're fine. There ain't nothing wrong with you. You are good. And the boy goes on to ask Stephen to show him his body hair. They were talking, oh my God. So when he went to dinner at Stephen's house, the kids all were talking about puberty, essentially, right? And Bob says, I've got hair, whatever, under his pits, or do you have hair under your armpits or whatever? And Martin shows him, yeah, I got hair under my armpits. And Bob's like, my dad has more hair than you. My dad's hairier than you are. It's just so weird. The daughter, Kim, blurts out the fact that she's had her first period, which is something that Martin blurted out to the anesthesiologist friend. Like, listen, if my dad ever said that to anybody, never mind one of his colleagues, like in front of me, if I'm not there and I don't know about it, fuck, what am I going to do? What do I care? But I mean, the girl was standing right. It's fucking weird. Like, inappropriate, sir. But he asked Stephen to see his body hair. Martin's like, Bob says you're super hairy and I would like to see your hairiness. And he complies. He like unbuttons his shirt like right up to his tie and like, look at my hairy manly chest and my hairy manly armpits. It's just fucking weird. Oh my God, it's so weird. Martin then proceeds to inform Stephen that his widowed mother likes him, that she's got a beautiful body. It's so weird. Oh my God. Listen, this movie made me wince a couple of times. Just the way that these people talk is so weird. And he says that they would make a great couple. Like, he wants Stephen to like be his dad, his stepdad. Like, Stephen realizes that the boy has crossed his limits like a while ago, bro. What is wrong with you? And he tells Martin that he is a happily married man with a beautiful family. And it's absolutely insane for Martin to try and set him up with his mother. And from there on, Stephen starts ignoring Martin's phone call. Soon after, Stephen finds himself and his family in a very odd situation. Bob loses his mobility in his legs. and is unable to walk. Okay. He just wakes up one morning and he cannot get out of bed. He's able to swing his legs over to the side of the bed, but he could not get up and stand, right? So they take him to the hospital and run just everything. They run all the tests, right? Everything turns out inconclusive, and the medical experts are unable to diagnose any kind of issue, right? While Stephen is sort of grappling with his son's strange ailments, Martin meets up with him and informs the doctor that since he is responsible for his father's death, he is to pay for it by taking the life of one of his own family members, or they will all die. His wife and kids will, one by one, suffer paralysis, loss of appetite, bleeding from the eyes, and death, unless Stephen chooses to sacrifice one of them. After this, true to Martin's prophecy, his daughter Kim, Steve's daughter Kim, collapses, and she is also hospitalized. The entire medical fraternity is left scratching their heads and are unsure of the cause of all these strange ailments that the kids are going through. When Stephen's wife, Anna, learns that Martin is the cause of their situation, she confronts Stephen, who finally tells her, he tells her he is not to blame. He says the anesthesiologist is who is mostly responsible for the operating table deaths in a hospital. Anna then manages to pry out information from the surgery about the surgery from the anesthesiologist, Matthew, which this information is given to her in exchange for a handy. These people. Matthew revealed that it is the surgeon and not the anesthesiologist who is responsible for the surgery, and that Stephen had been drinking that day. We do learn a little earlier on that Stephen has given up drinking. He's several months sober. And this would be the reason why he stopped drinking. This was like the nail in the coffin, so to speak. And he hasn't touched alcohol since. Martin calls Kim with Anna watching and tells Kim to stand up and walk to the window, which she does. When he hangs up, she collapses again. Anna confronts Martin about forcing her children to suffer. Martin replies, "It is justice to him, since he believes Stephen killed his father." Kim and Bob are sent home. After Anna chastises Stephen for his passive way of dealing with the situation, Stephen ties Martin up in his basement. He beats Martin and shoots him in the leg. But Martin is not swayed or intimidated. Absolutely nothing, right? Martin bites Stephen's arm, as well as his own, to demonstrate his point. And what the point was, I have no idea. Like when I say, like he bites Stephen and bites him hard, right? Draws blood, breaks the skin, leaves the teeth marks, all the things, right? When he bites his own arm, he rips a chunk and spits it on the floor. Like, he was trying to make a point. What the point was, I have no fucking idea. Not a clue. I got nothing. The children argue over who their father will kill and try to kind of earn his favor, right? Stephen goes so far as going to the school to ask the principal which of his children is best. But he says it's impossible to point out the best. Like, he can't choose. He goes over grades. They go over their behavior. Like, I mean. Back home, Anna takes the children to see Martin. Takes them down to the shed or garage or wherever it is that they're at, the basement. And she tends to his wounds. She goes so far as kissing his feet, but garners no favor from Martin at all. He does not give a shit. She then tells Stephen that he should kill one of the children, not her, because she can have another child. Kim fails to persuade Martin to heal her, though she tries, so they can run away together, and then tell Stephen how much she loves her family and offers her life to save theirs. Finally, hopeless, Anna releases Martin. She lets him go, unties him, and off you go, right? And it's true. Like Kim goes down there, like she crawls all the way down from her bedroom, all the way upstairs, all the way down to the basement. And she crawls to Martin, and she's like, make me better, and we can go. We can be together. We'll be so happy. It'll be great. Like, right? She's begging him. And then, when he's not doing anything, she's like, starts throwing shit at him because that's all she can do. And then the next we see, she leaves the house. She crawls away, right? She crawls out of the house. And Anna and Stephen, Anna drives the car. Stephen's out walking. How far can she fucking go? She's crawling. Not even crawling. She's like, And they find her and put her in the car and bring her home. She's bloodied from road rash, from dragging her body on the ground. And as they're cleaning her up, she's like, I'll take one for the team. I volunteer as tribute, blah, 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 right? It's crazy. Meanwhile, we have Bob, sweet little Bob, who's been going through hell. He crawls from his room all the way down to the kitchen. Well, down to his dad's in the kitchen. He crawls down and he finds a pair of scissors. He was told earlier in the movie that his dad wanted him to cut his hair. It was too long. So to appease his dad, he starts cutting his hair off and everything. And then he crawls to the kitchen, gets his dad's attention, right? And he's like, look, I cut my hair. Aren't you happy now? I should have done it sooner. You were so right. It was so hot and blah, 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 blah. And starts going on about, he doesn't really want to be an optometrist like his mom. He wants to be a cardiologist like his dad. And he just said that to his mom to make her happy, but he didn't mean it. He wants, he's trying so hard to get his father's favor, right? He knows shit is gonna hit the fan. When Bob begins bleeding from the eyes, which Martin said would happen a few hours before death, okay, Stephen places him, Kim, and Anna in a circle, bound with duct tape, and covers their head with pillowcases. Stephen pulls a woolen hat over his eyes, spins around, and repeatedly fires a rifle. He narrowly misses Kim and Anna, but the third shot kills Bob. Now listen. We'll get back to that. Sometime later, Martin, with his face still all bruised up, because remember, Stephen beat the shit out of him, enters a diner where he and Stephen used to meet. The remaining members of the Murphy family are inside having dinner. And when Martin comes in and sits down, there's a bit of a glancing back and forth. It's awkward. And, Anna's putting ketchup on her French fries as she's eating again. And but the Murphys get up and just promptly leave. They're just like, get the fuck out. Like, yeah. Stephen avoids looking at Martin. Martin's just like staring at the family. It's so creepy. Anna shoots him an icy glare. And Kim, who's healed from everything, right? She's got her appetite back. She can walk, all that good stuff. Glances back just before walking out the door, gives him one little look, but she's pretty blank. She's not like, oh, or anything, right? She doesn't look mad. She doesn't look sad. She's got nothing, right? Now listen. This whole movie is something. I mean, just the tone of this movie, because everything is so baseline. Nothing really goes up or down, right? There are a couple of moments, like there's a moment where Stephen finally loses his shit, but he's outside in the backyard in the dark alone. Like, this family doesn't show emotion outwardly to each other at all, okay? Like, even when Stephen and Anna are being a husband and wifey, there's nothing to it. Like, literally, she asks him, like, all she says to him when they want to, get all lovey-dovey, she says general anesthetic, which took me a second, but I mean, he doesn't want her to move. There's like a bit of a philia in there, okay, of the necro variety. It's weird, but it's just like again, there's no emotion to it, right? She doesn't even touch him. Like, it's fucking weird.
How's that?
Perfect.
So when you see him alone, like screaming in the backyard and crying, it's like, again, it's alone. There's no emotion within the family as a family. It's weird. But then we have Bob, sweet, beautiful little Bob. I mean, he's the sweetest little boy. Who outwardly shows that he wants to live, right? Like, none of the others, when they're on the couch, I mean, we don't see Stephen bind anybody, but when they're all bound on the couch, they're all completely emotionless. Nobody's breathing heavy, never mind crying, right? Whereas Bob is like, his little eyes he's bleeding, and his little eyeballs are shooting around everywhere. Like, he is visually upset. He is terrified, right? And when Stephen goes to put the pillowcase on his head, because he puts pillowcases on all their heads, right? And then the hat on himself. When he goes to put the pillowcase on Bob, Bob's like ducking and weaving. He does not want, and he's shaking his head no. He does not want any part of this. He wants to live. Period, point blank, end of story, right? Anna has said that she wants to live because she can make other children. And yet when he goes to put the pillowcase on her, she doesn't move. She's willing to, she doesn't want to die, but she's willing to accept whatever the outcome is, right? And Kim, same thing. She doesn't move at all. And Kim has offered herself. She has said, I will take one for the team. So let her take one for the team. Like, oh my God. Listen, justice for Bob, okay? Like, I was blown away. I was so blown away. What? Oh my God, this movie. I do recommend it. It is a good watch. It is, I mean, now my questions. It never explains what Martin did. Is this a spell? Is there some sort of totem left in the house to, like, is this an occult thing? Like, this, it all feels very witchy, but it's never explained at all. We don't know what or how he has done anything to this family. Like, Anna says something about it being psychosomatic, which I could understand because Bob is the first one to get afflicted. But Bob doesn't know anything about any of this. Like, Kim might. Kim might, because she's kind of got a thing with Martin. But that's never shown, right? If she has more information, that is never made known to us. But Bob knows nothing. So what is there to be psychosomatic about? Right? I could see, like, when Anna comes down with it, to say that Anna's might be psychosomatic, right? Seeing her brother with this affliction and maybe getting extra attention or whatever. And so she comes down with it. That I could see. But how is Bob's symptoms psychosomatic? I don't understand that. But yeah, I have questions. Having said that, it was still a good movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly. The tone was a choice, and an obvious, it is meant to be baseline through the whole thing. Everybody is meant to be emotionally dead, because that's how they are. Everybody, the anesthesiologist friend, like they all just say and act so fucking weird and awkward, and they're not right. There's something wrong with everybody in this movie. Everybody's fucked. It was a very interesting watch. It was. And I will, as always, link in the description where you can watch it. I do recommend it. It is worth the watch. It is definitely worth the watch. It makes you think. It makes you think. I appreciate that, but I have questions. There will not be any answers, but I have questions. So, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I hope it made sense. I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed the movie itself. And until next time, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one.